In this video, we'll be going over the 5 hottest Caitlin Clark stories of the week. From a Mexican getaway to jersey sales records, Olympic buzz, a new nickname, and smashing viewership numbers, Clark's star keeps rising. Let's dive into the Caitlin Clark action you need to know about. First up, let's talk about Caitlin Clark's well-deserved Mexican vacation. Our rookie sensation has been working non-stop, so it's about time she got to relax. Clark jetted off to Mexico with her boyfriend Connor McCaffrey and some Indiana Fever teammates during the WNBA's Olympic break. The pics from their trip are fire. We're talking bikinis, boats, and beautiful blue waters. Clark and her Fever squad, including Lexi Hull and Katie Lou Samuelson, were spotted lounging on a bright yellow float, living their best mermaid lives. I've got to say, it's refreshing to see Clark let loose and have some fun. She's been under the spotlight for so long, it's nice to see her get a chance to just be a normal 22-year-old enjoying some time off. And let's be real, after the year she's had, she's more than earned this break. Now, onto our second hot story. It looks like Clark and her teammates are embracing a new aquatic nickname. Say hello to the Mermaids. This fun moniker stems from a video of Clark and Hull playing a pool game called Mermaids in Phoenix. When Bree Lewerke posted some pics of the trio with the caption, "Just a few mermaids," Clark was quick to respond with, "My favs." I'm loving this playful side of Clark. It's a reminder that as fierce as she is on the court, she's also just a young woman having fun with her friends. And honestly, the Mermaids is way cooler than some of the lame nicknames other athletes get stuck with. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some mermaid-themed signs in the crowd at Fever games. Moving on to our third story, and this one's a biggie. Caitlin Clark is absolutely crushing it when it comes to WNBA merch sales. According to a recent report, WNBA merchandise sales are up a staggering 500% this season. And guess whose jersey is the top seller? You got it, Caitlin Clark's. Clark and fellow rookie sensation Angel Reese are leading the pack, with their jerseys claiming the #1 and 2 spots for best-selling WNBA jerseys this year. We're talking about a 1,000% increase in player-specific merch sales. That's not just impressive, it's game-changing. As someone who's been following women's basketball for years, I can't overstate how huge this is. The WNBA has struggled with merch availability in the past, but Clark and Reese are changing the game. They're not just popular, they're moving product like never before. It's proof that fans are hungry for WNBA gear, especially when it comes to these exciting young stars. This surge in merchandise sales is a big deal for the league. More merch sales mean more visibility, more revenue, and hopefully more investment in the WNBA. It's exciting to see Clark at the forefront of this growth. She's not just a great player, she's becoming a brand in her own right. Now, let's talk Olympics. Even though Clark isn't on the USA women's basketball team for the Paris Games, she's still making waves in Olympic news. Dawn Staley, a member of the Olympic team selection committee, recently admitted that if they were picking the team today, Clark would be in really high consideration. Staley pointed out how much Clark's game has improved in just a couple of months of pro play. She said Clark is now playing head and shoulders above a lot of people, and praised her shooting, passing, and basketball IQ. I've got to say, as much as I understand why Clark wasn't picked initially, it's kind of wild to think about Team USA heading to Paris without the most talked about player in women's basketball right now. But you know what? I bet this is only going to light a fire under Clark to make sure she's a lock for the next Olympics. Clark has been taking the WNBA by storm since the Olympic roster was announced. She's currently leading the league in assists, averaging 8.2 per game. In her last 12 games before the break, she was putting up 18.8 points, 10.8 assists, and 6.9 rebounds per game. Oh, and let's not forget that she set a new WNBA record with 19 assists in a single game. Not too shabby for a rookie, right? Clark's response to not making the Olympic team has been pure class. She said she was excited for the girls on the team, and that it just gives her something to work for. That's the kind of attitude that makes her not just a great player, but a great role model too. Last but definitely not least, we've got to talk about these insane viewership numbers Clark is pulling in. The WNBA All-Star Game, featuring Clark and Reese teaming up against Team USA, absolutely shattered records. We're talking 3.44 million viewers on ABC, making it the most watched WNBA All-Star Game of all time. To put that in perspective, the previous record was set way back in 2003 with 1.441 million viewers. Clark and company more than doubled that. It's not just the All-Star Game either. This season has already seen 17 WNBA games top 1 million viewers, with Clark playing in 15 of them. Before this year, the WNBA hadn't hit the million viewer mark in 16 years. The All-Star Game viewership peaked at over 4 million viewers in the final minutes. That's more people than the population of some states. It was the most watched program of the weekend among adults 18 to 49 and 25 to 54, beating out a lot of popular shows and sports events. This is huge. Clark isn't just a great player. She's a viewership magnet. She's bringing new eyes to the sport and proving that women's basketball can pull in big numbers. What's really exciting is that this could be the start of a new era for the WNBA. More viewers mean more interest from sponsors, more media coverage, and potentially better contracts for players. Clark is at the forefront of this growth, and it's amazing to see. So there you have it, folks, the 5 hottest Caitlin Clark stories of the week. From beach vibes to breaking records, Clark continues to make waves in the world of women's basketball. She's not just living up to the hype, she's exceeding it. Remember to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all the latest WNBA news and highlights. And don't forget to leave a comment letting me know which of these Caitlin Clark stories you found most interesting.